My father-in-law spiked my drink and raped me. I woke up. The only thing that I remember is waking up next to him naked. I got so shocked and I was like, Uncle, what have you done? What is this? I see you like my own father. How could you do this to me? I was so frustrated. I felt a lot of sharp pain. I felt pain in my stomach and I was so disappointed in him. Hi friends, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you today? My name is Sarah and today is Monday, which means it's True Life Story Time Monday. If you're new here, hi, my name is Sarah and on Mondays I sit down and talk about true life stories that happen in real life and share some tips on how to make money online. If you're interested in true life stories, I would say subscribe because I'm here for you every Monday. And I just want to say thank you to my subscribers in the UK. You've showed me a lot of love. You know, seriously, my channel is still a small channel, but with your love, I'm really so motivated. You motivate me, mostly people from the UK. I love you guys. Thank you so much for loving me, supporting me. Actually, last week's video was kind of low energy. I really had low energy. That's because I was going through something very tough, but alhamdulillah, I got over it. I was thinking about you guys with the love you showed me. You show up, you watch my videos, and I was like, I have to put everything aside and I come to talk to you. I come to tell you the stories. So my dear friends, let's get into today's story. Disclaimer, today's story involves, rape. I just wanted to mention, so if you're kind of sensitive, I'll see you in the next one. Story time. I came from Rwanda, from a non-Muslim family, a family of 7 girls, and I'm the youngest. So my English was not good, and my parents chose to send me abroad to study English, to have a better accent and a kind of better lifestyle. In our country, it's mostly French. A lot of people that study from Rwanda do not know good English, so those kids that were always sent abroad to study were much better than us who were in Rwanda. So my parents decided to send me to study. I came with my sister, my cousin sister. We started living with our auntie who was a pastor at a certain church. That time I had not converted yet to Islam. There was a Murundi man that bought the church. This Murundi man trusted my auntie so much and liked her because she had a good character. So he decided to give her the church to run it. He was working on his papers to travel to the US. So when the opportunity came, he trusted the title and everything about the church to my auntie and her husband. He gave them free property, the shelter, everything. They lived a comfortable life and life was so great until one day things started somehow changing. But before that, my auntie used to sell milk. She had like 3 dairies that sell milk. While staying with my auntie had a husband who was greedy, unethical, let me put it that way. A kind of person who would not get satisfied with a little they had. He would always want more. So life went on. We studied with my cousin. I traveled when I'm in Form 3. So my cousin and I started until we reached Senior 6. Meanwhile, the husband, since he's greedy, landed on the church title and he decided to sell it. He sold the church. My auntie did not understand until the loan sharks came looking for my auntie and they were like, we need to take this property. What? It belongs to ours now. That's how my auntie discovered that this husband had sold, had put the church that's not even theirs as a trustee on the loans he was taking. My auntie tried to sell everything she had to recover the land. Remember, somebody trusted her with that land. And as you know, Roma, the owner came to know and he was so disappointed in them. He returned and sold land because he used to buy land. He used to work and buy land. He sold one of his lands and claimed back his church. So that was the end. He evacuated them. They had to start life again. When that happened, the man knew that, I'm caught. He decided to disappear. And my auntie and us remained in a difficult situation. Remember, my aunt had married late in life, was kind of grown up and had only 2 kids, and they were still young, so we had to put in some work. We started missing school. Employees went, so we would work in our auntie's shops. People we were studying with graduated while we worked. By that time, I didn't have a phone, so whenever I wanted to communicate to my family, I used to use my auntie's phone. And I would lie to them, I'm okay, I'm studying, I'm even about to graduate. My parents were really proud of me, but they never knew I was not even going to school. My sister and I decided to leave school completely because you would study one time you sit at home. My auntie emphasized on us to work. So my auntie took me to a supermarket. It was like a friend's supermarket, and we dropped out of school and started working, paying her rent, buying food, all that. I had to advise my cousin, and I told her, we need to start saving up some money so that we can do something. When we raised some money, it was around 850. We brought, the safe. We had those small safes that we used to keep in money. Our aunt rented us a place. It had the back and the front, so you could make a shop in front and then you could sleep behind. We started up with the business of milk. That time the milk business was really booming, so we sold the milk. And whenever our parents would call, we'd be like, oh yeah, we were, we studied and now we have good work professionals, and they were proud of us. We were selling milk and other items. I was hardworking and it paid off. My shop somehow started growing. Meanwhile, at that time, the husband to my auntie came back. We had not started sleeping in this new home we rented. We were still sleeping at home. That's the time my auntie's husband came around, but they had separated the bedrooms, We were kind of crowded, to be honest. And one day my auntie got a job, just a job for a day. Somebody was moving and they wanted to hire somebody for a day to help them transport, the stuff, clean all that dust. My auntie got that kind of job that day. She was not around. I remember it was a Sunday. I was at home with the kids and I was just around. So what my uncle did, he sent my cousin to send money on a phone. Sometimes you deposit money on the phone, but from a shop. He sent my cousin far away and called me. So when this man called me to his room, I didn't suspect a thing. I entered as usual, I was like, yes, daddy, do you need anything? He grabbed me and locked the door. I was like, oh my God, I'm done. I was like, daddy, why are you locking the door? We would respect him a lot to the extent that we used to call him daddy. I asked him, daddy, why are you locking the door? He became touchy and was like, you're old now, you're an adult. I want, he tried expressing himself, but I was not having it. I said, I cannot. I would rather die, but I'll never do this. He tried to force himself on me. I tried with my all and fought him off myself, screaming. Luckily, outside, my cousins were like, what's that? They were playing around. When they heard me scream, one of them came towards the door and he was like, Auntie, are you fine, Auntie? I told him, Mark, open the door. This door, you could lock it in the inside and in the outside. Mark opened the door. When this man heard Mark opening the door, he pushed me to make it look like I've fallen down. Obviously, when Mark opened the door, he was like, Auntie, are you fine? This man tried as quick as he could, explaining to Mark, your auntie was helping me climb, pull out the net, but she fell. That's how I escaped. My heart was racing. When my cousin came, I tried to explain to her what had happened to me, but she would not believe me. She would be like, you might be joking. I told her I was not joking. Ask Mark if I didn't shout. She tried to tell me, let's tell auntie when she gets back. I was like, no, they don't get along already. We don't need to mention this. I tried to convince my auntie to let us go sleep in the other shop rented, because in the back we could sleep there or stock their stuff. When my auntie thought about it, she was like, yeah, you need to go because we are crowded here. You can work, from the front and sleep in the park. That's fine. That's how we went and I escaped that predator. So when I started working, my cousin's dad died. She had to go back to our country, but I played it with her. Not to mention, some stuff. So my cousin went back to our country. I stayed alone. The shop started, making money because I was hardworking and I would send home some money. I just wanted to be successful since I didn't get to finish my studies. Maybe one day I can go back, finish up my studies. My auntie used to come from home, check on me and go back. That time, I came to have a boyfriend and a phone. I bought a phone. I was like, yeah, I'm in my empire. I bought a phone. I got a boyfriend. These people were so interesting. They were nice. The dad, the mom, they would go shopping. I'm talking about my boyfriend's mother. They would go shopping. And whenever they would come back with KFC. They bring for me too. And I was like, oh my God, I hit the jackpot. My boyfriend got a job. When he got a job, he started spending less time with me because he would be tired at the casino, And whenever he would not be around, my father-in-law would come at my shop. I didn't have any problem with that. I respected him. I was so innocent. I could not think beyond. Do you know that kind of people? That's how I was. I would not understand the hidden meanings of some things. Me, my understanding was flat. He would come, buy stuff for me. I would be so happy. Oh my God, I'm making money. He used to do great things for me. Whenever he would buy milk from me and give me like $100 bill. Whenever I wanted to return his change, he would be like, no, you can keep the change. I was like, yeah, my father-in-law loves me, I was so foolish. I didn't realize that this man had other motives. I thought this man loves me like this because I love his son, which was not his biological son. Something can be happening, but time always tells. We were in that kind of thing, boyfriend, girlfriend, but without seriously doing anything. Life was good until my father-in-law started coming around. One day he told me, how do you think if I give you some money and you earn in your shop, I want you to be successful? I was like, oh my God, thank you so much, uncle. That would be so great. He added money in my business and boom, the business was successful. I became so busy to the extent that my auntie would come to visit me and feel jealousy. I would be too busy to notice her and I would be like, auntie, can you please help me? Because I had a lot of customers. I used to have stuff that shops around me would not have. People would just walk miles to get whatever that I was selling. My shop had each and everything. My auntie was like, Okay, let me go. When you get some time, you'll come and visit me because I cannot spend all my time here. You're working, I'm just sitting here. She went. I was like, oh, that's okay. Work hard, girl. And one day, I was like, since I'm overworking, let me send for someone. I called my parents and I was like, I need somebody to help me here because the shop is getting bigger. My business is booming. So there's this girl on our village. We were studying and she dropped out. She started doing manual work and she's like, school is tiring. I'd rather do something else. And I was like, it's okay. Her parents requested me to give her a job and I let her in. I got her from the village to come here, improve her life, work with me. We made money. After 2 months, I would even leave her the shop and go, to get more goods. Whenever I would go to restock, do shopping, she would stay at the shop, take care of things, and I was the boss. But I would treat her like my own sister. I never had that habit of treating her like, you're my employee, I'm the boss, that kind of attitude. No, she was like my own sister. I would wake up in the morning, leave her cleaning, and then go shopping to restock. So one day I left her at the shop and I went to restock. And this man called me. Remember, time came and the son went to Rwanda. My boyfriend traveled to Rwanda. He remained and took that as an advantage. He would come to me daily and I'd gotten used of him. I only saw him like my uncle, He would come buy KFC. That was usual for him to do. One day I'd gone to restock my stuff and he called me. Hello, where are you? I'm here. We are eating KFC. Where are you? I was like, oh no, I'm buying stock, but I'm coming soon. You go ahead. I'll find you. I bought my stock. I came back. I found my KFC there, opened, and my drink. I was like, oh my God, thank you. I ate everything. I didn't leave anything. After eating, I started feeling drowsy and dizziness. I was like, oh my God. I'm so tired. You can handle the rest. I need to rest a bit. I'm so tired. This man was like, yeah, please go and have some rest. We'll handle the rest. You go and rest, no problem. When I went to sleep, I always wake up around 6, get ready, start preparing myself for work. I woke up at 8 a.m. To my shock, I was naked and my father-in-law, a person supposed to be my father-in-law, was sleeping next to me. Oh my God. My father-in-law spiked my drink and raped me. The only thing that I remember is waking up next to him naked. I got so shocked and I was like, Uncle, what have you done? What is this? I see you like my own father. How could you do this to me? I was so frustrated. The only thing I felt was pain. I felt a lot of sharp pain. I felt pain in my stomach and I was so disappointed in him. He took my first time. I'd never been with a man. What I did, I took a shower, I went to the shop, I grabbed transport. That's how I came to find a note. This goat that I helped wrote me a note. I'm so sorry. Uncle made me do this. I didn't know he's gonna do this until it was too late. I read the note, but seriously, it had no use. If I saw that before, maybe this wouldn't have happened, but it was done. I just got my transport. I got enough money to help me reach home. I wrote him a note telling him, been seeing you like my dad. Thanks for everything you did to me. May God pay you. I was so hurt. I told him, may God pay you. I didn't want to get emotional on this, but I told that man, may God pay you for what you've done to me. I boarded. I went back to my country. What I didn't know is that I became pregnant. I conceived from that crazy night that I don't remember anything. In my brain, I knew that, when people do have intimacy, people become pregnant, but I never knew actually how the process. You can imagine, I was so innocent. I went back home. When I reached home, I was scared, so I went in my sister's home where I saw my friend and I would talk to my friend. So I told my best friend what happened, but I never told anybody at home of what happened. After like 2 months, I started feeling sick. I started feeling dizzy. I lost my appetite. I didn't want to eat the food they prepared. So I decided to go visit my friend. And upon my friend seeing how I was behaving, she was like, I think you might be pregnant. I was like, hell no, that can never happen. I was not yet a Muslim, and I was like, in Jesus' name, that's not gonna happen. I crossed it. My friend told me, seriously, the way you're behaving, you might be pregnant. I was like, no, that cannot happen. My mother will kill me. My mom once told me that if anyone comes here with pregnancy, I'll kill them with their pregnancy. I was like, no, I cannot be pregnant. That idiot, I blocked him, and I don't want to know anything about him. I blocked him. My friend knew that I blocked that man. And I trusted my friend. I would just leave my phone anywhere. I didn't know that my friend went in my blacklist and unblocked that man and told him I might be pregnant. I was there and my friend handed me the phone. He was like, hello. I asked, who is this on the phone, He was like, hi there. How are you doing? Please check yourself. If you're pregnant, do not abort my child. When I chose to leave that man, I forgot immediately about him. I left the shop behind. My business had worked. I told the man, do not follow me. I thought this man may follow me due to the money he's been giving me to add in my business. I left everything behind for him. I was like, what do you want from me? I didn't come with anything of yours. I just grabbed my transport that led me home. I don't want to associate with you. The man pleaded with me and told me, I'm sorry. I'm human. I loved you a long period of time, but you were not giving in. I don't know why, but I love you. Please go to the hospital and check to see if you're pregnant. I was like, you guys are joking. I went to the clinic and they tested me. When I got the results, I got the biggest shock of my life. I was pregnant and I was not interested in this man. I did not love him because he just raped me. My friend, upon learning that I'm pregnant, she advised me to abort. I was like, oh my God, what if I die aborting this baby? I told my friend Tessie, no, I cannot abort my child. So we chose to tell this man that I'm pregnant. When we told him, he was like, oh my God, please don't worry about a thing. I'm going to take care of you. Be responsible. Please give me a chance to make everything right. I started kind of believing him. I believed him because I was in need. I knew my mom is gonna kill me. You know those kind of moms that don't joke. My mom never joked when it came to serious things. So I agreed and I decided to tell my sister about it. My elder sister is a dentist. I was so scared. I see her as my own mom and she's so tough. I thought she's gonna kill me, but I had to tell her because I needed her help. I told my sister each and everything that happened. I really expected my sister to, shout at me, slap me, do whatever, but my sister was so calm. And the way she handled the matter, I was so impressed. I cried, I poured all my heart out. After that, when this man found out that I'm pregnant, he told me, stop working, just go choose any apartment of your choice. I'm gonna take care of you. The rent, food, everything. And I'll handle the parents, everything. So I got an apartment and I started enjoying life. I somehow became okay. We started, becoming friends, seeing his other side. We were in COVID at that point. He told me, if you stay there, your sister may be cool, but what do you think your parents are going to do if they find out that you're pregnant? He was trying to seduce me to come back to his country so that we can be together. He thought maybe if my family warms up to me, I might abort his child or even stop talking to him, marry somebody else. Because that happens once you're pregnant. Before marriage, my dear, you get married whether you like it or not. So he told me, what if your parents find out that you're pregnant? What do you think they are going to do? Come, I'm going to take care of you. And at the border, we were not allowed to come from one country to another during the pandemic. I think this man is kind of a big shot. He paid the money and I passed the border. I came to his country. He took care of me. He got me a nicer apartment and I started having a good life, but I wasn't in love with him. I didn't love him due to what he did to me, but I was growing to forgive him. The arguing was less and we started understanding one another, but he's too old for me. So he persuaded me to become his wife. We made nikah, and also when I gave birth, we went to my parents. I thought we've gone. I had no plans of coming back. But when we went, they asked him for 5 cows. He gave them 7 to impress them. Oh my God, they were so mesmerized. He would give them money. They would be like on a paycheck. They were so happy with him and I was so surprised. I thought my people are supposed to protect me, but instead they just handed me over to him. I had nobody to save me. So they told me, you have to go, you have to become a wife, you need to do this and that. They tried to cancel me, like how you cancel a girl entering marriage. That's what they did. I came back. I raised my baby. When my baby made 2 years, I just woke up one day. I was like, hell no. I missed my life. I missed to enjoy what young people do outside. I was like, no, I cannot be stuck here. I believed in him because I was pregnant. That time I was like, what if he abandons me? What can I do? But here I was like, my baby's 2 years now. I can just go home, put him there, work or, start over. So one day I just woke up. I took the night bus and went back home. To my surprise, the man followed me. To my shock, they were like, you're supposed to be there in marriage. What are you doing here? They persuaded me to go back. Remember, when I married this man, he made me a Muslim. He made me say the Shahada. I said it just to please him. But this time when I came back from my country and I realized I don't have anyone to go to, no one would help me. No one would understand me. My own mother was on his side. I had nowhere to go. Basically, I started listening to the Quran. I was not interested in each and everything. I just did everything to please him. Whenever my heart would be paining, remember, I didn't understand what the Quran is all about. But I used to listen to it whenever I'm sad and I would feel something in me change. I started praying slowly. I started learning the meaning of what I'm doing and I fell in love with Islam. I say to myself, my family is not there to support me and this man doesn't want me around friends, people of my age, because he would think they are trying to get me younger men. I was lonely and had no one to run to but Allah. When I started listening to the Quran, when I started praying, when I started picking that interest, wanting to know, what does this Quran mean? What does this Salah mean? I became a good Muslim. I improved and I started loving Islam to this day. I started talking to my Allah, crying out to him, and I became firm. And my co-wife was really so good. She was supportive of me because she knew anytime I'm escaping. She was so nice to me. Remember, she was my boyfriend's mother. She knew me very well. I knew that one day if she comes to my house, she's going to either slap me, make it a war, something like that. But she was so friendly to me, kind to me, and whenever she would go shopping, she would buy clothes for me, come at my home, visit me, see my son. She was so in love with me due to the fact that she thought anytime I'm leaving, she didn't see me as a threat because she'll be there and just here, I went back home. My marriage was like, today I'm here and tomorrow I'm home. I would just run. I would keep running home, they return me, running home, they return me, and that made her happy because she knew I cannot settle for this man. That's why she never attacked me. When I started understanding my Allah, I eventually gave in and became a wife because I was planning not to have any more kids with this man. But I just found myself pregnant again. This was my second child. I was on a family planning. And my doctor was like, you need to give yourself some time to relax, to cool. So I decided, I've been on these injections for years. Let me give myself time to rest. I thought when you relax, you cannot get pregnant immediately. That's what they told me. When you're on a family planning, you cannot get pregnant immediately when you stop it. So I decided to use the pill. I started the pill, but when I bought a pill, I forgot where I kept the pill, subhanallah. After days passed, it's when I spotted the pill. I took the pill. I didn't think much of it. After months, oh my God, I started feeling something's wrong. I found out I'm pregnant. This time when I discovered that I'm pregnant, my husband was abroad. I was like, Alhamdulillah. It's Allah's plans that I'm having this, this baby. And I didn't tell him. When I was 4 months pregnant, I just chose to tell him. He was so excited. And when he knew that I have a daughter, he was over the moon. He bought me a car. He made it up to me. He tried to take away the other bad thing that he did to me. And honestly, I forgave him. But I'm still uncomfortable. I'm not in love with him. Yeah, though I know he's the dad of my children, I'm not in love with this man. My co-wife was not around and the son was sick. So my husband called me and was like, can you please take our son to hospital? The sons are mature. One is almost the same age with me and another one is older than me. I had to take him to the hospital because I'm the only one who knows how to drive. I took him to hospital. When we came back, I wanted to go back to my house and I was like, no, he's sick. The mom is nowhere to be found. The least thing I could do, let me prepare something for him to eat. I was putting on my jarabi, that thing, I had to flip it this side so that I can cook for him something. Meanwhile, I'm cooking. He thought maybe this woman may give me poison. I don't know. I just saw him come out. I didn't expect him to be there. Eventually, he saw me that I'm pregnant. When he found out that I'm pregnant, the mom, oh my God, I saw her true colors. She showed me colors I've never seen on this world. When she found out that I'm pregnant, she treated me badly. My co-wife reached to an extent of bewitching me to die while giving birth to my child. All because she found out now I'm not interested in living. Because time came and I was like, okay, yeah, you've won. Let me sit and become a wife. I had to raise my kids. So while I'm pregnant, this woman started doing things and would put things in my husband's tea. He would be sick. My husband would be sick over and over and he would feel sharp pains. It's like something piercing him in his stomach. We went to the hospital and he really had wounds in his stomach. But we never knew the cause, what was killing him. So one day he accidentally found the lady putting something in his tea, the first wife. He was just walking to the kitchen when he saw her putting something in his tea. And when he tried to question her, she put whatever it was in her armpits and she was like, no, I'm not doing anything. He became suspicious and came to tell me Do you know I found this lady putting something in my tea? He was so angry. He became alert and he did it intentionally and told her he needed something. When he told her he needed something, he followed her. While she was putting tea, still she was putting something. He called her and told her, get it. I need to see this. This man is no joke. He saw what it was. He was like, what is this? What are you making me drink? The lady started, you're trying to poison me. What do you want? My husband became so angry that he left. He came to me. I started persuading him to forgive her, to go back, because I had nothing to do with him. I'm with this man. I don't love him. He became angry with her and came to me. Let me remind you, he spends most of the days in my home with me. But I don't feel that thing. Do you know how you feel when you're in love? That burning sensation, I don't feel it at all. So whenever they would fight and he come to my house, I'll do my best. I'm like, you have to forgive her. Of course, she's your wife. And you have to go back, of course. I'll try pushing him away to go back because I have nothing to do with him. So when that happened, this man became cautious. He spent 3 days in my house without contacting them, without doing anything. He chose to eventually forgive her and go. My husband is rich. He's a millionaire, a billionaire. He's got the money, old and new. That's what I want you to know. So when he went back, they tried to reconcile. Meanwhile, the wife was so angry, still arrogant. While I'm pregnant, she did whatever she could to silence me, to kill me. She still made him tea. But that day, before he drank the tea, the son came and told him that don't drink that tea. And the father was like, what is in this tea? The son poured the tea. But my husband grabbed that cup and there was still a spoon. When he grabbed that cup, he tried to check it. Do you know, to find steel wire? It's the metallic steel wire used to clean the saucepans. So this lady would pound it and blend it in his tea. That's why all along he was dying silently. And you wonder, how do people think? This lady was trying to kill her husband with steel wire, putting it in his tea. I think he's been drinking it for a while. My husband was so mad upon discovering steel wire in his tea and slapped the son. He slapped the son. Tell me, what is this? What is going on? The son spoke. I saw mom putting it in the tea. That's why I was like, don't drink it. My husband got so angry and he stopped going to that lady. So she had to go back to Rwanda for a period of time. When she went, there's a maid. She used to send a maid, do whatever. And I was about to give birth. So that time I was pregnant. I would get sick. I would feel pain in my leg. My leg almost killed me. But they would give me some ruqya until one day a maid quit. My husband found out that he's drinking steel wire like today and things got bad. After 1 week, the lady went back to Rwanda and the maid tried to quit. She came to my husband and she was like, I just want to tell you each and everything the lady has been doing. Whenever I would say that I'm going home, I would actually go to get medicine, to fetch her medicine for witchcraft. She would send me medicine for witchcraft and she bewitched you too. In front of her house, there is a flower pot, something like that. She dug under the flower and got something out of there. The maid said that one day we put here your picture and this medicine there. I think that's the time where I felt the leg killing me. My leg was killing me, and the time I was about to give birth, I thought I'm not surviving this. When my husband found that, he really discovered that this woman all along has been doing shirk about me. Remember, I'm pregnant, somebody doing shirk on me. He told her, you used to be good. This woman was a staunch Muslim. There are people who pretend to be Muslims and do actions that defy Islam. You find people doing stuff, having this dress, and people think all Muslims who cover like this, they do shirk. They do all sorts of bad stuff. This was the lady. And when my husband felt some strong smell, he felt not okay. He chose to clean all the kitchen. He told the maid, come and get everything out. You know, they started checking the drawers. They found things in a polythene bag, and there was a paper written on his name. He asked her, what's this got to do with my name? What is happening here? It was a mess. She dismissed it as, you know, these maids, they envy you. That's why they're doing it. And guess what? I want to fire them. My husband was not having it. He had had enough. So at that moment, he cut her off. She went back to veranda. You know those randy hips? She had her hips, her booty, all that faded in a minute. Because she lost everything. She lost the marriage. She lost almost everything. She spent a period of time there suffering, regretting, you know. I gave birth in that critical moment, you know, when I was in the theater. They started making ruqya for me and I became somehow okay, but I still had that problem. When I was having a C-section to have my daughter, she almost died. My daughter came out so black and pale. She was almost lifeless. They injected me the anesthesia. Instead of feeling numb, I felt like ice. I felt so cold that I felt, you know, I'm dying. I didn't expect to survive it. I had become a Muslim and I had my trust in Allah. I requested my sister to put for me Surat Maryam. I listened to Surat Maryam. Remember, that time you cannot speak. I had a drip of blood, so I started coming back slowly with my adhkar. I never stopped making adhkar at that critical moment. And I never stopped reading Ayatul Kursi when I was in the theater on the table. I almost lost my life on that table. When I saw my daughter after a period of time, I was like, Alhamdulillah. Ever since that happened, I survived death. My life became attached to Allah. I report everything to my Allah. And slowly, my heart started coming back. I started feeling something for this man. I'm just trying. I'm just learning to love him because he's trying to show me, you know, he loves me. He's doing things for me. I just let things be and I trusted Allah. Wallahi, when I trusted Allah, the stress disappeared. I was on my knees all the time. I was on tension. And remember, this woman had gone. I was alone with my husband. By that time, I gave birth to my daughter. We had kind of a good life. My leg became better because before knowing that this lady is doing shirk on me, I had no idea. But after finding that medicine, and my husband made some ruqya, you know, there's a sheikh that comes and give us some ruqya, pray for me. I felt much better, alhamdulillah. I lived with my husband. We also had a trip. And when we returned after the trip, after our family trip, I felt relieved. And my co-wife was calling, requesting for forgiveness. I told my husband, you need to forgive her because she apologized to me. She told me, you know, I'm so sorry I did this, but it was kind of jealousy. Jealousy made me do this, but please forgive me. So I forgave her. I have no problem with her. I actually gave her respect because I found her there. I'm not that kind of person to go make fights, do what, no. I forgave her and she just came back. I think she won't do shirk. I think she learned a lesson. But there is an inner thought of me saying that once a person goes to shirk, never trust them again. I cannot trust you again, seriously. You have to work hard for me to trust you again, because once you did it, you can do it anytime. So with that, my dear friends, avoid shirk. She made shirk for me to die. That pain I was having, give husband still wire in tea. Really, I don't know what she was thinking. But when she went back to the village, she had it rough. She had a rough life. And she just came back. I have no problem with her, honestly. I have no thoughts of going after her wealth, because she's got everything. My husband gives everybody, me and her, and our kids. So, my dear sisters, that's my story. I just want to inspire young girls out there and tell you, do not trust people. Do not just trust people openly. I trusted this man. I respected him like my own dad. He did that to me. And this goes to the parents too. Do not force your daughters to get married to people they don't love because they give you money. You're putting your kids' life in danger. Trust me, a lot of girls die outside there because they are forced in marriages that they don't want. I'm not saying that arranged marriages should stop, but if people do not like each other, do not force them to be together. A lot of people kill others. But alhamdulillah, I survived. I didn't die. Actually, I'm living my life, alhamdulillah. But I just want this to be a lesson to young girls out there. Not all that glitters is gold. With that, my dear friends, take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one. Make good choices. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.